Hello and welcome to Legislative Report. I'm State Representative Kate Klunk of the 169th District in York County. The House Majority Policy Committee has held a number of hearings examining the state's business climate. As a member of the committee, I attended a hearing in the Lehigh Valley. Here we heard from a number of local business owners about their experiences operating in Pennsylvania. Joining me today to discuss what we heard is the chairman, Representative Kerry Benninghoff. Representative Benninghoff, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Kate. Appreciate the invitation.
Thank you, and thank you for all that you are doing with our policy committee in traveling this state. It has been wonderful to hear from different business owners throughout the state to just get a little bit of a different perspective of what's going on in different regions.
Well, I think in government sometimes we forget it is the business people that create the jobs and provide the jobs and help provide that tax base, so it's important that we hear from them in the front lines, and you've been a great asset to that, getting the opportunity to travel the state, different regions, different needs, different concerns, but more importantly what we are doing well here in Pennsylvania, and for us to have the opportunity to hear what we could do a little bit better and how government can assist businesses and not be overregulating them.
And that I think is really the theme of what we've heard in all of our different stops. We had stops in York State College, a recent one in Lancaster, up in the Lehigh Valley, and I know we have a couple other ones on tap for out in Pittsburgh and
Scranton and Philadelphia. Yes.
And Philadelphia. Well, we're going to be hitting them all, and I think the one common theme that we have heard is how great the workforce really is. We have a lot of hardworking Pennsylvanians here, but the workforce development element seems to be a theme throughout every single stop in matching those employers with employees out in the workforce who have those skills to be able to fill those jobs pretty seamlessly. Could you talk to our listeners a little bit about what we've been hearing from our local employers throughout the state about that job skills gap?
I think your assessment is very accurate. One of the things we hear is I think the job market is getting better. We're having more people getting employed, and in return on our employment rates are dropping, and our revenue is getting a little bit better. Sadly, we actually have some employers who have come before us at the hearings and say, we have jobs, we just don't have a workforce that's ready to be stepping into those jobs, whether they're lacking soft skills, whether it's the specific technical skills that they need in some of the particular job fields, and whether they have the right work ethic. On the whole, I think Pennsylvanians have a good work ethic. People have a tendency to stay here when they move here. But more importantly, are we preparing individuals K through 12 and in higher education that they're ready for the job market and those specific needs? More importantly, I think you and I commented after one of the hearings, the importance of our vocational technical training and the great career opportunities that we hear there. So those soft skills, as a lot of us like to call them, are just as important as some of the academia, and having the preparedness, the ability to pass drug tests, just the basic information as far as being able to present themselves, sell themselves, the desire to really want to grow and learn within that job realm is very important to employers, and they are looking at that kind of dedication level. And the great part about that is that's something you as an individual have control over and have the ability to promote yourself within your own career path.
Well, and that's where in the Lehigh Valley, two of the businesses that really stood out in my mind were Smooth On, the coatings and molding company that moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, which I thought was a fascinating story because we've been hearing at a lot of these locations that our businesses here in Pennsylvania are being approached by outside in other states and have been almost lured into these other states with very sweet tax benefit packages to come and relocate to California, to Florida. But this gentleman decided to locate in Pennsylvania, which I think he said in part because of the workforce.
Yeah, a lot was due to the workforce, and I was encouraged because, as you said, that kind of predatory marketing by other state officials who wanted to go into some of us in the northern parts of the globe who feel that maybe our people want to leave because of our winters and move south, are also looking at our workforces because they're dedicated. They generally want to work very hard, and we can't afford, when we're struggling in our own areas to try to find the key workers for particular jobs, to lose any of those. Oftentimes I think economic developers, politicians have a tendency to always be talking about new employers or new employment coming in, but we also need to take heed to what is going on well in our state and how we can help maintain the current businesses, which really have sustained us tough economic times.
Well, and I guess one other business that I wanted to bring up was because we toured it, was Mack Trucks, which was a phenomenal facility to see what goes into putting one of the Mack Trucks on the road and being, as they say, born ready is their slogan.
I thought that was a great term.
It was a great tour too, and it really goes to show what a company can do to turn things around if you implement lean manufacturing and Kaizen techniques, which we're actually looking to do here in state government. We recently passed House Bill 11, Representative Grovesville, good old York County boy, looking at trying to make things more efficient here in government. So hopefully we can use some of those private sector techniques here in government that are working so effectively up at Mack Trucks. They've been able to put many more trucks off the assembly line in a very short period of time, and trying to really streamline that process and make things just a little bit more efficient within their company, and it was really, really great to see.
Those living examples are very good. As you remember, the York hearing, we had Gladfelter come in and talked about how they were able to work with their own workforces, get a pension reform bill through that helped save that company, and they have a strong workforce. And I think these hearings are providing those learning opportunities. I'm really glad to have you as part of it.
Well, thank you. Hopefully we can take a lesson from some of these local businesses with making things lean, more efficient, and hopefully we can get some pension reform here in the next couple weeks. Absolutely. Well, Representative and Chairman Benninghoff, thank you very much for joining us today. That is unfortunately all the time we have for today's program. I'm State Representative Kate Klunk. If you need any assistance with state government matters, please feel free to contact my local office through my website. That information will be shown in just a moment. Thank you so much for watching today, and please join me next time for Legislative Report.